Hi, we're the Grimms.
Hi, I'm Veronica. I use she, her pronouns and I'm the founder and chief glitter officer of Glitter Cat Barista. I'm a former 7-season competitor for the US Coffee Championships. In the 2018 season, I took second place in the United States Barista competition. I've worked as a barista, a manager, a trainer, a fundraiser, and a fun maker for various coffee companies and programs over 9 years in this industry. I'm basically a camp counselor for coffee.
Show off. Hi, I'm Eric. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm the director of positive outcomes for Glitter Cat Barista. Think of me as the emotional support animal. I'm also the vice president of brand management and events for the Chocolate Barista, and I've planned and executed over 2,000 coffee services for events over 13 years in the industry.
Show her offer. I started Glitter Cat Barista to give free world-class training to coffee competitors from marginalized identities. Over 80 people have gone through the program in the past 3 seasons, training with national and world champions. Over 20 of them have qualified for their national competitions, and so far, 2 have made it to finals.
Show offs. We're so excited to be coaches for season 3 of Leaderboard as they break down barriers and make competition fun and accessible.
But it's much work that we can all do as organizers to make competitions fun and accessible. That doesn't change the fact that you as a competitor have one worst enemy in common.
Yourselves. We're not going to give you tips on how to make and taste coffee today. I personally just give tasting notes of snozzberries whenever forced to do so. We're here to tell you how to get those nerves out before you compete. How to emotionally and physically set yourself up for success. Mostly, we're here to make sure that throughout this whole process, you're actually having fun.
I'm going to give you some tips and tricks that got me through my most successful competition seasons.
And I'm going to talk to you about that old friend you wish you could ghost. Imposter syndrome.
And we're going to break it down as much as possible so that coffee enthusiasts and coffee professionals can enjoy this at their own speed. Trust us, we've put on our own competition that saw successes and winners from both seasoned pros and novices alike.
Let's get started.
The biggest tool I've learned over the last few years is to trust myself, to trust who I am as a person first and a coffee professional second. Recognizing that I belong in this space did wonders for my nerves and boosting my confidence. But staying in that space of confidence and self-realization is really hard and takes constant reminders. So here's a few tips. Most importantly, put yourself in your competition. Fill your competition space with things you love. Cat spoons, a line from Frozen 2, or a quilt from Grammy Joe. Anything that reminds you of how awesome you are. As soon as you see you in your competition, you'll feel at home in yourself. Okay, this is getting a little meta. Make an energizing competition playlist with a winning title. Mine was called Bop Bop Bop, Glitter to the Top. It had everything from Let It Go, to Prince, to Robin's Don't Tell Me What to Do. Your coffee will taste better when your serotonin is flowing and you're dancing to your favorite show tunes. Eat? It sounds silly, but it's true and really, really hard. Stay hydrated and fed, and keep your brain and body functioning. The number of times our competition team has broken breakfast spots with 20 orders of hash browns and eggs, a lot. Finally, the best way to keep it ahead of the game is to take breaks. Take a day or 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 days off of training. Trust that the work that you put in needs time to simmer and marinate and sauce and bake and julienne, or whatever analogy you prefer. You'll come back stronger, more relaxed after an active rest. Productivity is anything that produces benefit, and sometimes the most productive thing you can do is taking a nap or a walk or sticking your tongue out at your cat.
What have you gotten yourself into? You can't do this. You can't taste coffee. Never even made a good coffee in your life. You are not cut out for competition. Nobody likes you. Your old friend imposter syndrome is likely to pop up and spew that garbage at you before you compete. And while ideally, Little Miss Always Wrong should pop out and say that to your face and then have you crush it like a bug in your bare hands, you can't do that to the voice inside your head. What you can do is remind yourself of some necessary truths. This competition is about learning. Sure, it's cool to win, but Miss Lauryn Hill asked us, how you gonna win when you ain't right within? If you're dead set on winning, you might win eventually, but you'll have been focused on all the wrong things.
As I always say, there can only be one winner, but a lot of champions.
Coffee competitions push us out of our comfort zones and help us engage with new concepts. What's best, coffee competitions connect us with our immediate communities for help and larger national and worldwide communities who want to see us succeed, who want to learn with us, who want to grow with us. When you remember that, competition, whether you win or lose, and trust us, we've had glitter cats take dead last, will always be worth it. Breathe. The voice inside your head needs a place to escape. Conscious and safe exhaling, don't get dizzy, will expel a lot of those bad thoughts. Focus on the breath itself. Make the exhale a little noisy. Smile afterwards, if smiling's your thing. Soon, you might be thinking of imposter syndrome as Jennifer Lopez, and you're Mariah Carey. Someone mentions imposter syndrome, and you say, I don't know her. Work the knots out of your body. Worries and fears build up physically inside you. If you don't have access to a masseur, or you don't have this nifty and terrifying piece of equipment, ask a friend or a loved one to go very gently on your shoulders at first, like very gently so you don't get hurt. Build up intensity as needed to work those knots out, and stop if it hurts. Or just do some stretches. Last, look in the mirror. Don't say Candyman 3 times, it's a trap. Tell yourself, I got this. And remember, this isn't a win. This is completing the competition to the best of your current abilities, learning some or lots of things in the process, and making some damn friends. Like you, other cat.
Break some dang rules without breaking rules. I always look over the rule book and find ways to be creative. Not cheating. We don't abide by cheaters. I just aim to have fun, and my always goal is to have someone make a rule afterwards after something that I've done.
If you're a seasoned competitor or coffee pro, do not practice 1 million times before this competition. You'll be caffeinated out of your dang head, even if you spit most of the coffee out. And you'll be in no better a mental space than you were before.
If you're not a seasoned competitor or a coffee pro, you belong here. This is your opportunity to show off some natural skills and enthusiasm and learn from each other.
If you're a competitive person who hasn't done a coffee competition before, who wants to rank high up there, you're going to have to practice more. But if you do that and go in with a good attitude, you might surprise yourself and everybody with how well you do.
My last big tip is that when nerves start to overwhelm you or all the coffee tastes the same, remember that we're all in this together. Call a friend to talk to or banter about the Lion King song Morning Report and how that is actually a jam.
Finally, remember this. Coffee's fun. There are endless possibilities for sensory experiences,
Brewing experimentation,
pairing,
mixing,
bopping,
twisting,
pulling,
and the joyful connections that you make in the process. So stay sane, have fun, and
lead that board! Or whatever the tagline is.